Ochre find reveals ancient knowledge of chemistry. This passage can be one of the good replica, of your real IELTS passages. So you could expect the same difficulty in your real examination, reading section, in the reading section. So Azim, how about the first question? What's the main topic? You have already picked the B, right? This is the proof line for that. Based on the second line, somehow you can get the answer B correct. For main idea questions, what are the things you have to go through to answer, Azim, from the passage?
Ancient, sir.
So to answer main idea questions or central issue, main function, main topic questions, what are the things you have to go through?
Go through the first passage.
First paragraph, heading,
First
subheading,
paragraph.
and first paragraph, sometimes
First
last paragraph.
Last
Right?
paragraph. Yes, sir.
Now tell me any sentence or any paragraph that you couldn't estimate meaning of, that you couldn't understand exactly. Guys, any sentence or any word that you couldn't estimate meaning of? Arvind, are you there? Arvind?
Yes, yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you access for the last two classes also. You can watch them out on YouTube, okay? I'll give the access for such previous videos. So you are asking for last two classes, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I have given access to 5 students. Okay. So today I'll include your email. Share your email address with me, right? So that you will get access to class recordings. Okay.
Okay.
Arvind, is there any sentence or paragraph that you couldn't estimate meaning of in this passage?
Not exactly, but I'm still going through the passage. I see it's more of information about the old age, about the old.
So you got an overall idea of the paragraph, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, you should always remember the most important information in each of the paragraphs is generally given either in the beginning or end of the paragraph. Any expert, right, generally, has a habit of including main topic or main idea of the paragraph either in the beginning or in the end of the paragraph. So first two sentences and last sentence for any paragraph is so important than the rest of the information. Okay. Yeah. However, this is, as lengthy as the real passages. Okay. I don't think it is really difficult to understand. Let's answer the questions. I'll show you the proofline for each answer. There is a clear restriction, not more than 2 words and or a number, right? You can answer each of the question making use of one word. You can write one word as an answer. That's cool, right? What are the possible ways to answer based on this restriction? You can write a one word answer. You can even write one word inclusive of a number. Inclusive of a number. You can even write a number as an answer. It might be a large or a simple number, a minimal number that could be answered for any one of the questions based on this restriction. And of course, there is there might be 2-word answer. You can write 2 words as answer. You can even write 2 words inclusive of a number. Inclusive of a number. A number. So 2 words inclusive of a number becomes 3 words, no? Yes, it is allowed here as per the restriction. Not more than 2 words and a number. And a number. And or a number. Right? So there are 5 possible ways you can write answer for each of these questions given, right? As per the restriction given. Not more than 2 words and or a number. Now, let's answer these questions. Which of the artifacts mentioned are the oldest? As per this question, there are artifacts mentioned in the passage.
The passage
Out of all the
second
artifacts, which artifacts are oldest? As in, you answered something. There are artifacts mentioned in the first paragraph, but you have to check which is actually oldest. What's the answer?
Bone tools and archery.
Let's see the artifacts mentioned in the passage.
Bone tools and
Are bone tools the oldest? So the artifacts mentioned are artifacts such as beads, bone tools, and ochre engravings are the 3 artifacts mentioned. Out of these 3 things, which are the oldest? Please observe the next sentence. Some engravings date as far back as 1 lakh years. So engravings are actually, engravings can actually be the oldest. Okay. Right. Beads, bone tools, ochre engravings can be 75,000 year old. There might be some engravings can actually be 1 lakh years. So out of all these, right, what could be the oldest?
engravings.
Engravings. You may even write ochre engravings. That's also correct. Have I spelled correctly? Can you please confirm? You may even write ochre engravings. 2 words are allowed, no? Yeah. I did correct. So second one, when was the material Henschel wood found originally made? Okay, Henschel wood actually found a material, some material when it was originally made. How about its age? In which year it was made? Sorry. Henschel wood had actually found some material. How about its age when it was originally made?
In the Middle Stone Age, 1 lakh years ago.
Yes.
But in that same paragraph, there
Henschel
is
wood
a
is the one.
mention of 2 lakh years, some
Yes.
modern indigenous command also there's our last line.
No.
From those
Here
living
we
more
go.
than 2
Henschel
lakh
wood
years.
information. Please observe here. So Henschel wood from the University of, Witwatersrand in Johannesburg University has been excavating. He is the one. He is the one has been excavating at the site since 1992. reported the discovery of mixture. He found a mixture rich in ochre stored in two abalone shells. It was actually stored in abalone shells. It dates back to Middle Stone Age, 1 lakh years ago. He found a mixture, right? It was
Sir.
okay as far back as 1 lakh years ago.
1 lakh years ago.
Okay. So you can write the 3 words 1 lakh years ago. Next, what 2 common materials did ancient humans use to obtain ochre?
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Gone.
In that same para, again he mentioned that uh,
Were they actually found by Henschelwood? So you are talking about the last 2 lakh years ago, no? Henschelwood actually found a mixture.
before that 1 lakh years ago, it's clear, sir.
This is
It
different.
can be
It's
used to
usage.
make
2 lakh years ago is actually about its ochre usage. For the past 2 lakh years, the people are using the ochre in different forms for different applications. Okay, this is not the
Okay.
one, straight away answering the question. The age of the mixture that was discovered by Henschelwood, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear, Azim?
Clear, sir.
Yeah. Now please move on to next. Please observe. Questions follow passage order. Where have you found 1 lakh years ago? Just start checking from next sentence onwards to answer the next question. Right? To answer the next question, you have to start checking. Right? You have to start checking from this sentence. Right? Because till the last sentence, it was used to answer first 2 questions. Have you got my point? First 2 questions have been answered making use of first paragraph and until this 1 lakh years ago. So to answer the third one, you have to go through from the next question onwards, because passage, questions follow passage order, passage explanation order. So start from reading through, reviewing through the next sentence onwards. Ochre is a term used to describe, from here onwards. So what's that question? What 2 common materials did ancient humans use to obtain ochre? What are the 2 common materials ancient used to obtain ochre? What they actually used to get the ochre?
Even I think it's a piece of earth or rock
Correct.
contained
You're right.
red or
So
yellow.
the answer has not been given straight away. The term ochre actually describes a piece of earth or rock. It can give a sense that, right, ochre is actually a kind of earth or rock, right?
Yes,
Okay.
even the author has provided multiple materials like hydrogen oxide, red and yellow. So
There
what would be
are its
the short form?
composition.
Yes.
The hydrogen oxide, other ferrous oxides or something, iron oxides or something, they are actually
Chemical
composition.
oxide. Yes.
Okay, but the people cannot make use, they don't know ferrous oxides and all in the days. They haven't used such chemicals to get the ochre. They generally use earth or rock to get the ochre mixture. Have you got my point?
Yeah. Yes, Shivan. So we can simply write as words.
So these oxides stuff has been mentioned by the scientists. but the people have, have got the ochre. The particular ancient people had got the ochre making use of earth or rock. Might be different processes. Okay. So it is earth. So there might be some questions like this. Okay. Ochre composition is like kind of iron oxides or something of that sort. Okay. The ancient people have not made ochre making use of such sort of oxide. They don't know such oxides at all 1 lakh years ago. Okay. They simply had used some earth and rock to get the ochre.
Correct. Yeah, I have a confusion like which one we need to pick. Is earth or rock or the hydrogen oxide? Those kind of questions.
Ancient humans, buddy. Ancient humans got the ochre making use of oxides.
No, earth or rock, right?
Earth or rock is the correct one. I have written here, no?
Yes. No, sometimes we feel confusing which.
Yes. You should be careful about the question. You should have underlined the keywords from the question, not only from the paragraph, right? The strategy.
Which one we need to choose in the answer? Yeah, sometimes we get confused. Which one?
Yes,
the big sentence of answer, but we need to choose which one is which words are they.
You have to be choosy enough. You have to be careful about these sort of questions. It's tricky one, of course. You are right. Right? Two common materials that ancient humans use: oxides, iron oxides, or something such chemicals. However, not used by the ancient humans. They just used earth or rock to get the ochre. So please observe and please check your answers. These are the correct answers. Fourth one. And it's all about detecting the paraphrases. You can even, check for paraphrases for this. The proof line based on which we answered all the questions considered paraphrase. You can even find out the similar phrases, the phrases from passage to the question. There must be some synonyms, right? Fourth question. Answer of the fourth question, please.
Material.
For the fourth question, sir, it was stored in Albony shells.
Said something. What did the ancient people use to keep their ochre mixture in? So
They used the shells,
asking
shells.
where they preserved the mixture in.
They store in Albony shells.
Correct. The keep in is equals to stored in, given in the passage. In the question it was keep in. Okay. What's the phrase giving same sense from the passage? Stored in. That is abalone shells. They are abalone shells. Right. Next, nowadays, who makes use of ochre? In this modern day, who are making use of ochre? In this modern world, in this current world, who are making use of ochre? Right. You got an answer from this, no? Previous answer. Stored into abalone shells.
Sir, for the fifth question, decoration and skin protection, they use it for the material of modern days.
Please observe. Who are making use of ochre? nowadays, right?
Modern days for
Ah.
decorations or skin materials.
Modern can give you the meaning necessary for nowadays, right? So nowadays, who are using it? Indigenous communities. Its usage actually has been, right, for the past 2 lakh years till date. So its use spans history of humans from, from those living more than 2 lakh years ago, the people who lived 2 lakh years ago, and also till date, modern indigenous communities. Indigenous communities are still using it, still using the ochre. Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Yeah. Indigenous communities. So apart from painting, what else might ancient humans have used ochre for? So of course ochre had been used for painting, right, and also other purposes. Apart from painting, what's the other use that ochre used for? What's the other use that ochre was there for?
Skin protection.
Correct. Skin protection, wall protection, you can write any of those. Any of them. Skin protection. So some students say pigments. Pigment itself gives a meaning like painting. That was already given in the question. Apart from pigments, apart from pigmentation, what are the other uses, that you can attain from the ochre as per the passage? So that must be protection. Made from a group of materials, wide variety of material, the mixture which could have been functioned as well as used for object or skin decoration. You can even write decoration, skin decoration, object decoration, skin protection. Okay, just like modern day sunscreen. Okay, so we have functioned as for the meaning used for given in the question. Right, we have used for here. You can find the same meaning in the phrase functioned as given in the passage. Okay, so are you all with me? Are you all able to follow the things clearly?
Yes, sir.
Shall I move on? Now please go through these 2 paragraphs and answer the follow-up questions. You can find the questions on the next page. Okay, a kind of sentence completion questions. So easy. Always remember, questions follow passage order even in this question type. I'll wait for 2 minutes again. Just go through these 2 paragraphs, 5th and 6th. Answer this question type, the set of questions given here. Kind of fill in the blanks. Shall we start discussion? Yep, not more than 3 words now. You can write 1 word as an answer, 2 words, up to 3 words for each blank. Okay. Two ingredients used to make paint found in the cave were dash and dash. To reduce your work, the keyword has already been underlined. Ingredients. 2 ingredients. Guys,
Bone and charcoal, sir.
correct. Finally, a student answered. Bone and charcoal. Have I spelled correctly, ma? Can you please check?
Yes, sir.
Next, 2 examples of tools used to make the paint that were found in the cave are and dash. Tools. 2 tools. 2 examples of tools given in the paragraphs.
Grindstone, hammer
Yes,
stone.
grindstone and is it grindstones or grindstone? To write as they are, right? Is it grindstones, hammer stones, or grindstone? Is that singular or plural? What were given in the passage?
Grindstones and hammer stones.
Stones, plural.
Mm.
How about this? This is one of the difficult questions. The scientists used a dash on the equipment to help something on the equipment that scientists used from something is there on the equipment that was used by the scientist to understand how the paint was made. To work out means understand, no? There was something on the equipment, right, that was used by the scientist to understand how paint was made, to understand the process of making paint. What was this given in the passage that was on the equipment used by the scientists to understand the process of making paint? Anybody? The answer is actually something that was on the equipment which was used by the scientist to understand the process of making paint. This was combined with ground up mammal bone, the traces of which show signs that was heated before being around. The ochre powder bone which was mixed with charcoal stone. I think it is not the paragraph. You can find the answer in judging by the equipment. Yes, judging, it is working out. Judging by the equipment, understanding the equipment, which shows the equipment is actually showing what? Signs of wear. Making use of the equipment, what actually it is showing, they basically use the signs of wear. This scientist Henschelwood and his team, or the scientist, made use of signs of wear that were shown on the equipment. Okay, able to deduce, able to understand, able to work out the process used to produce ochre mixture. So what they have actually used? The signs of wear. Signs of wear, right? A kind of deterioration, a kind of scrapes you can see on the equipment, right? Is it clear, buddies? Signs of wear on the equipment that was used by the scientist to deduce means to conclude, to understand the process, right, of making ochre mixture. Ochre mixture is for painting. Ochre mixture can be used as paints, no? Right? Is it clear to you all?
Yes.
Okay. Is it clear? Guys, Azim.
No, sir, I'm not understanding. I'm trying to understand it. The scientist used not understood, sir.
Okay. Scientists actually use the science of wear. You should be able to understand exact meaning of science of wear, buddy. So science of wear means, can you understand Telugu, buddy?
Sir, clearly.
అరిగిన గుర్తులు,
Hmm.
అరిగిపోయిన గుర్తులు, ఆ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ మీద అరిగిపోయిన గుర్తులు ఉన్నాయట. దాన్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని they have understood, how that particular ochre mixture was made. Ochre mixture is nothing else, paint. Ochre mixture is used as paint, right? To prepare
Yes,
paints,
sir.
can be used as paint, skin protection and all, right?
Yes, sir.
Same meaning given from here. Judging by the equipment, based on the equipment, as they look through the equipment, which is actually showing signs of wear. The equipment is actually with some signs of wear. The scientist actually able to conclude, deduce means conclude the process used to produce the ochre mixture, right? How they have produced the ochre mixture was understood by the scientist, making use of signs of wear, right, on the equipment. Okay, is it clear now, Azim?
Yes, sir.
Right, please check your answers once again. And even yeah, can you see this on tires? There will be flat tire, no? It becomes flat tire, one out. right? Signs of wear. Quality is going to be reduced. The tire becomes flat tire. The, the things are going to be, worn out. For better understanding of any phrase, you can just Google it and click on images. Okay. Yeah. And then based on the same passage, you have another set of questions. That is flowchart completion, a kind of flowchart completion. We did the similar one in the last class. Similar question type in the last class, right? Flowchart completion, one word only. And let me see which paragraph exactly you should be able to make use of to answer this flowchart. So signs of where have you found signs of where? Answers follow passage order, right? You have found signs of where here. Okay, so the last paragraph is actually enough because the first paragraph has already been covered by the first set of questions. So this second paragraph yet to cover in the form of questions, right, by the examiner. So this paragraph is actually enough to answer this flowchart completion questions. So sometimes one or two questions won't follow the passage order. Maybe from the previous paragraphs, you'll understand that quality also, that feature also. That's unusual feature, unusual thing generally you come across sometimes. Out of 6 questions, 5 questions, the 4 questions can be answered making use of the very next paragraph, right? This paragraph, 6th paragraph, right? So the last 2 questions can be answered just to, by just recollecting what you have learned from the previous paragraphs. Please try them. You should be able to write single word for each blank. Please remember. So let's discuss how pigment was made in ancient times. That's the process can be seen in the 6th paragraph, what I have just indicated you to go through to answer these questions. A colorful dash was created by rubbing the ochre against pieces of quartzite. What's the answer for the first one?
Red powder.
Okay, you can't write red powder, buddy. Single word must be written. In red powder, which word should be written? Is it red or powder?
Powder.
Yes, because colorful has already been given here. Okay. Animal bones were dashed and then crushed and added to the ochre. Animal bones were. What happened to animal bones? What did they do with animal bones in the process of making, pigments or colors, paints? Before
Heated.
crushing and before adding to the
Heated.
ochre, what animal bones
Heated.
had been undergone? Heated. Somebody said it.
Heated.
Yes, correct. Animal bones were heated and then crushed and added to the ochre. The bones and ochre were mixed with other solids, and the researchers believed ash was then added. The bones and ochre were mixed with other solids, and the researchers believed ash was then added. The first was ochre was mixed to other solids. Right? The ochre powder and bone pieces were mixed with charcoal, stone chips, other solids. These are all solids. Right? And a liquid, perhaps water, was then transferred. What was actually mixed with ochre after adding the solids like charcoal, stone chips, and quartzite grains? After mixing with charcoal, stone chips, and quartzite, what was mixed? What was added?
Liquid.
Liquid. Any liquid that you can even write water.
The mixture was pounded into dash the
Poured into.
mixture by
The mixture
hand.
was poured into what? Before just mixing manually. By hand means manually, right? Where the particular mixture poured into. You have just read it. Transferred into abalone shells. And gently stirred before being ready to gently stirred manually. In the olden days, right? They do mixing manually, right? They did the mixing and all manually. So that was actually transferred to abalone shells. Before mixing, that was transferred. Poured into is equals to transferred. I can't write abalone shells. Instead, because the restriction, one word only, because of the restriction. So I can just write shells. Is it shells or shell? What was given in the passage? Shells can be correct. You can even write shell. That could also be, correct, because making this sentence meaningful, correct, right? So that's cool. Even you have written shell, that could be correct. That is correct. So whenever you write shell, that must be A. You have to write A. So you can't write A shell because A shell was not given in the passage. but most cases examiners are going to give you mark. Okay, so just remember whatever given in the passage must be written in the blanks as answers. Okay, try to write as they are in the passage. Try to write. Try to write. Okay, words in the blanks as they are in the passage. So this is actually the one bit tricky. Again, won't follow the passage order. These blanks should be answered making use of the information from the previous paragraphs from 1 to 4. So we have already learned the uses of the ochre mixture. It can be used for pigments, to prepare pigments. And also, what are the other uses we have learned from the passage, from the 1 to 4 paragraphs? Apart from making colors, preparing colors, what are the other uses that ochre can be used for? What are other purposes ochre can be used for? Skin protection and all, right? Can we write skin protection of walls? No. Please check the information, the related information, and try to come up with the suitable words for these two blanks. Where are the uses? Yeah, here we go. This is the paragraph. You have to check to answer this. Please read through that paragraph once again. To answer the remaining last two blanks. Okay. The final mixture was ready to use for either what? Dash for walls. Final mixture was ready to use for either dash of walls or as an early type of dash for the body. Guys,
Decoration of walls.
of course, protection or decoration of walls. You're right.
Sunscreen for the body.
Correct. Sunscreen. Protection or decoration of walls, both can work. But sixth one, so you should be able to estimate. You should be, sensible enough to find out the suitable word for the sixth blank. If students comes up with skin protection for the body, it was already given the body. You can't even write protection for the body. Something else is necessary. The answer is given in the information which has been kept in the bracket. So every minute details, even footnotes are important while you are answering. There will be some footnotes given in the passage. They are also important that you have to take care of while you are answering. Okay. So obviously the information given in the bracket is also important, as important as the other information, right, given in the passage. So please check your answers once again. Sunscreen is a single word as per the passage. Okay. If you use a hyphen in between two words, that is converted into single word. The combination becomes single word. Using hyphen can make the two words into single word. What was given in the passage? Sunscreen like this, no? Yeah. You should write sunscreen in the same way. Yeah. Based on the same passage, you should be able to summarize the information, by these, by finishing these fill in the blanks questions. Not more than one word again, not more than one word or a number. So what are the possible ways to answer? You can write one word. You can even write one number as an answer. And so one word inclusive of a number can be written as answer for any of the blanks given. So you need all the paragraphs now to answer these questions, to fill in these blanks. Okay, I'll wait for 2 minutes. Please finish them. Let's discuss. Background. Location South Africa. The date digging began. What's the year in which the excavation had begun? What's the date, buddy? What's the year? Are you all there? Guys, 1992 is the answer. Please check the paragraph, the related paragraph, relevant information. Instead of digging, you can say excavation in the passage. What are the previous ancient objects found in this area? One word. You should be able to write only one word. No? Beads, bones. Is it bone tools or let's understand. Let's get back to the information.
Bone tools.
Which is better? Tools is better, no? Instead of bone, we have to write single word. Beads, tools, engravings. Beads, tools, engravings. Right? We can't write. You can't write bone tools, which is with two words. Next, a mixture containing a substance called dash used to provide color equipment. What's that mixture? So far we have discussed. We have talked about. The whole passage is about it. Ochre.
Okay.
Right? An array of mixture, an array of materials. Right? A range of additional material, including animal bone and charcoal. Recent findings. Material is the right word. Materials are material. Let's get back to the passage. Hydroxide can be used to make pigments ranging from spans history. Array of materials. Made from array of group of materials. This mixture. Right? We have materials. A range of additional materials. Okay. So by the subheading, you can understand answering this question. In prehistoric times, humans knew basic what? In the subheading, basic chemistry. Please check your answers. Okay.